Okay, I just started recording, so you gotta do your fantastic intro again.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back to StarCraft KSL, right?
Yes.
And we are back to stats versus Byun.
That's right, we got a best of 3 for you here. Byun in the bottom right as the blue Terran facing off against Stats, the red Protoss in the northwest. Our golden retriever is growling behind us. He is upset that we are giving the computer all of our attention and not him. Oh, he ripped apart his stuffed octopus toy. You know, he normally can't rip those toys apart, but if we make him angry enough by literally just sitting next to each other,
existing and being happy,
he destroyed a toy that he's actually been working on for about 2 months now. So shout out to Lewis.
Shout out to Lulu. They're sending, that's the Observer, right? The kind of horror that utilizes pre-existing knowledge of horror movies to create a special kind of experience. Oh, okay. I smell what you're stepping in there.
Yeah. So this is a probe.
Probe.
Yeah, they're pretty adorable generally.
Oh,
yeah, look, he's kind of cute.
Boys.
He's kind of cute. Oh, and he goes. Zzz.
Oh, they're friends.
No,
They're not friends.
He's killing him.
What the?
But the probe has shields, so it regenerates the shields if it's out of combat. You know, it's like Warmogs.
This would never happen on Club Penguin. I'm just saying.
No, I don't think it would. I agree.
No, PDA. Yeah, he gets upset anytime we look at each other.
Yeah. Again, we're literally just sitting next to each other, and our dog is now irrationally upset. We love you though, Lou. We love. He's just walking around looking for more of his toys to rip apart.
Yeah, he's a well-adjusted lad. We definitely didn't buy him from a van in the middle of nowhere in Compton. That's totally not his origin story.
Well, I mean, I guess the joke is that is his origin story. We did buy him from a van in Compton.
Yeah, that's right.
That's actually not false at all.
Look at all those diamonds. Brianna would be inspired.
Oh, Cobra. Thank you for the 1,000 bits, Cobra Kush. Supernova Maniac is the guy that he was one of the casters of the original Pro League when they paid Total Biscuit in day 9 to do the opening day of games, and then they were like, okay, well, these two guys who work for Team Liquid or like do translations basically offered to do it for free, and they couldn't really afford to pay the other guys, I guess, so they ended up doing it. But that was how I got my break in casting, because I did a solo cast that was audio only of those matches.
So this man is giving me praise and only praise, right?
Yeah, I take it as a compliment. Take it as a compliment.
I hope you're having a day as nice as you are, darling.
Yeah, I think people have kind of been excited about the Korean weekly, because originally this is the hour that I would be starting my stream to cast Pro League. So, yeah, and it would be Korean players. So
Gotcha.
It's 10 years later, we're doing almost the same thing. I mean, it's totally different, but at the same time, we've got some great games. So Byun getting his natural secured, he's going to be going into a standard schmandered bio play. The only thing worth pointing out is that he only has a single gas, which means not really much of an opportunity to get the factories. So I don't know if he's thinking big bio push and SCV pull or what, because he's going combat shield with his next 100 gas, and since Stim is on the way, he is so far from having medevacs. This can really only be, or it feels like it could only be, a big shove. Maybe he's just worried about needing more units to defend. It's a very low amount of gas for someone to have this early on to be getting all the upgrades and going into Marauders. Every bit of gas he spends delays that factory. So if he's not going to get a factory or a starport, then I don't know. Maybe he's just going to move out with a ton of bio and just not play with medevacs for a little. You will say Whiplash and S&M did try very hard. Oh no, those guys were great. They were awesome. I was in a place where I had just lost that caster competition. That was a big thing. You know, I wasn't in a super great place, and I just kind of saw that people had a lot of things to say about them, and I didn't really see them as StarCraft 2 people, because they were kind of big Brood War guys. So I didn't feel like it was the most evil thing to do. I was like 18 years old, so I don't know. You want to, it's like I was a kid, right? I was just trying to make something happen to myself. Byun has a lot of bio. We talked about it. He doesn't have the tech, but he doesn't need it, because when you have this many Marines and this many Marauders with stim and concussive shell and combat shield. Okay, concussive's not done yet and the Marauders are dead, but stim and combat shield with this many Marines and Marauders in your opponent's base this early. I mean, this is a brutal build. I gotta steal this one. I don't know. Maybe I need to mix in a little bio cheese. You don't even have to waste your time getting to the part where you build medevacs. Look at this. Just absolutely eviscerates and obliterates that mineral line. I mean, these Marines just drugged up beyond belief. GG Byun. What? Did Byun just... What? He just rushed stim Marines and Marauders and just killed him. Just absolutely... I mean, that was nasty. Yeah. He like showed up to a fist fight, but he actually had one of those like assassin from Diablo 2 claws, and he just sound effect included. Brutal. All right, well, we'll get into the game 2 as soon as it pops up. Byun doesn't do new sweet things ever, Caster 5 minutes ago. Well, Byun's the micro guy. I said that about Maru, by the way. But Byun is the micro guy, okay? That's not an insult. Every player has their own identity. Having an identity, I think, is nothing to be ashamed of. So, that's all. That's all I'm going to say. Some people are simply known for doing certain styles and playing in certain ways. And for Byun, he's the guy that you expect to have the crazy micro. He's got those bio pushes. I mean, that is what we saw, right? I didn't expect him to forego the factory. But hey, I'm having fun. I'm not going to complain. We're in the lobby for game 2. It's going to be on Ancient Toilet Ladder Edition. Yeah, no, I was casting that Pro League stuff from my dad had a 1-bedroom apartment in Scranton, and yeah, I lived in the kitchen, so I was just casting from there. Wild times. Wild times. You need mind time for break music. You know what? I actually think we probably could make that happen. We're in game 2, ladies and gentlemen. And spawning in the bottom left position as the blue Terran player. He is Shopify Rebellion's Byun. He faces off against the red Protoss player in the northeast. He is Stats. Lewis is just staring deep into my soul. He's like, Dad, why are you still on the computer? You streamed earlier. You're sitting here. You're still looking at StarCraft. He doesn't get it. Doesn't get it. Lou, if the games are crazy enough. The games are crazy enough. All right. You're going to get extra treats. He doesn't get how it works, but it do be like that. Thank you, Cobra Kush. It's been showing some love in the chat. Big appreciation, sir. I think that North American StarCraft fans deserve to have Friday night matches to watch that are freaking dope, personally. So I'm not going to try to project any facade of professionalism, but I will try to be on time, deliver a quality product, and occasionally talk about the game at hand. Now, here's what's interesting. This map, you got the giant Reaper Cliff, but your main base is also huge. So what Byun is doing is he wants Stats to think that this is going to be a Reaper into a reactor or something of that sort, or a Reaper expand. Really, it could be anything. But what we know is that he has a second barracks tucked in the back of his main that Stats is unaware of. So Byun has not gone across. He does not have the scouting information. He is going for a build that will give him information simply via nature of how the build itself works. A lot of Reapers are going to go across. He can go up and down that cliff. He can poke the front, and Reapers generally don't trade very well against Stalkers or Adepts. But particularly against Stalkers, because they take more hits to shoot them, you can overwhelm them with numbers. It's very similar to the relationship between Cyclones and Reapers, where Cyclone wins low numbers, but sometimes if you get a couple extra dudes, you can make it happen. He actually transitions pretty quickly into Marines. So I'm guessing that out of Byun, this is, I want to have those Reapers to defend aggression or get across the map, but I don't necessarily want to give up my opportunity to still do a 2-1-1, which I think is where we are going. So factory is on the way. Reapers poking, getting into the natural, one probe down, going for another. And 2 probes is not too shabby, but it is 2 Reapers, so it's not the standard investment. I think he'd be very happy to get up to 4. And if you got a 5th, it would be a miracle. But, oh, well, there it is. Another Reaper did come in for that, though. So as long as he doesn't lose one of these 2 right now, I think you're happy. That you're not a Reaper. Go home. Yeah, he's going home now. He realized we put the spotlight on him and he ran. He got pretty shy. Got pretty shy there. So the follow-up, as we were saying, I mean, he's got 2 barracks. So quick reactor, tech lab. And unlike game number 1, this isn't going to be that I'm going to just overwhelm you with a ton of supply. It's a little bit more technical. It looks like we might see a mine drop with this because Stim hasn't even started. And the investment into the mine, no gas on the natural. He has both in the main, so he can get that if he wants. But okay, Stim starts up now. The mine is covering for a possible Oracle. You like to see it. So I'm guessing that we're going to have the Marines run up the front, and the mine drop will try to hit the main at the same time. Reaper's going back into the main base, by the way. Zooms past the Stalker. Gonna get another probe kill. And for Byun, he is aware of the Twilight Council, so not very surprising, though. I mean, like 99.999% of Protoss players are going to get Blink unless they are doing a very pointed sort of all-in. Because even most of the normal all-ins, you'd probably still want Blink. It's kind of like Stim, you know? It's a tremendously high upside. The probes will mine the minerals, you think. Shout out to Guy in chat. He believes the workers are here to acquire minerals, but what that doesn't take into account is the tendency of selfishness. How do we really know that the probes are only mining 5 minerals? What if they're mining 6, but they only drop off 5? How can we be certain? That I think is one of the questions of our times, especially since they're robots with no sentience or motivation to lie. That makes it even less suspectable, which makes it more likely. The truth is out there. Katie, I found a dinosaur, by the way.
Dinosaur!
Oh, this one's actually, you're going to love this one. Oh, well, we can't see it anymore. I'm sorry. We lost vision of it.
You broke my heart, Alfredo.
I'm Alfredo now?
You broke my heart. You broke my heart. Hi, cats. A new dino nugget.
A new dino nugget. Well, on some maps, you can see the critters through Fog of War, like the other one, but on this map, we can't. So I don't know. Stats has vision, by the way. You can see what's going on here. Byun on a 3-rack setup, going into double medevacs. So he hasn't skipped the tech this game.
Love you, cats. Hope you're doing well.
Shout out to Based God Paolo in the chat. We love you, man.
The first time I met Paulo, it was at that one guy's birthday party. It was at that brewery, and
oh, Mike Morheim's birthday party.
He was wearing a very furry coat, and I had seen him casting with Nate before, and he's still my favorite caster, I gotta say.
So, cats, you know that means you now have to fight to the death with Pig, because he's the second favorite.
Pink saved me from like 2 creepers, so that's like a different thing.
Oh, I forgot. Cats,
Let's go,
Cats
Cats!
actually did fight Pig to the death today. They did the big brain bouts.
That's why he's my favorite.
Go Cats. Hell yeah. All right, well, there you go. Wow, that's a real quick mystery.
It's a real quick mystery.
So it's a big stim push from Byun coming in one more time, and I mean, the Reapers did some damage, but Byun's macro in this series just looking good. This is kind of what we expect out of him. The Immortal with the shield battery is not going to be enough, and Byun is going to take the 2-0.